Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Kansas City Royals rebuild here on MLB The Show 23. It is unfortunately time for the off season. We had the ALDS special last episode, and we lost, obviously, since it's time for the off season episode already. We came up against our rivals, the Cleveland Guardians, and for some reason, we could not play well. We lost the first two games at home with our two best pitchers, with Roki Sasaki and Brady Singer. Then we go on the road to Cleveland, take the next two games, thanks to Reed Detmers, who ends up being our best pitcher. And then we come back home for Game 5 of the ALDS, and we lose it, and the Guardians move on. It is heartbreaking. It is frustrating. It's annoying, but we got to move on. I know that it was our best record by far, and all we could do with it is go to the ALDS and lose in 5 games. The funny thing is, we've actually been going down. Like, we've been going backwards. We won the World Series first. Then we go to the ALCS and we lose. Then we go to the ALDS. So next we'd have to go either to the wild card or just miss the playoffs next episode. Or next season, if we wanted to do the full reversal of going backwards. But we'll have to look for some help this off season. I don't know where to change. I've honestly been thinking about blowing it up. We have a little bit of money in reserves. I've been able to free up some money. But obviously, Brady Singer's going to go. I talked about it last episode, how he was in the doghouse, and once you get in my doghouse, it's very hard for you to climb your way back out of it. Some people have, but not Brady Singer, especially because he's 30. We were already a little bit hesitant on on his future here in Kansas City, especially because he's making a lot of money. And the fact that he didn't have a great year in general in terms of his loss in win ratio, and the fact that he blew the final or the second game of the season, got absolutely cooked in that ALDS, that's the second game. Yeah, Brady Singer's going to get traded. So that'll free up a ton of money depending on who we bring back in return. But at this point, 30 years old, 92 overall, I don't know what we can get back for him. Bo Bichette is also on the table as a possible candidate to get moved. I'm not 100% sure, but he might. That would free up a lot of money as well. Another guy that would get moved would probably be a guy like MJ Melendez. I don't know who else could get tossed in that conversation. We're hoping that Salvador Perez just retires at this point. He's 36 years old. We were going to go for one more magical run this past offseason, or this past postseason. We couldn't do it. I don't know what we do with Dylan Coleman. I don't know what we do with Vinny Pasquantino. We probably try to bring him back once he's healthy. But once he's healthy, we might try to trade him. I don't know what we do with Yuri Perez. I don't know. We got a lot of question marks on this team. There's a possibility we blow it up. That is for sure. We're obviously going to keep Juan Soto. We're going to keep Bobby Witt. We're going to keep Michael Harris. We're going to keep the core members of the lineup. But some things got to change. That's for sure. So if you're curious about both regular season stats and postseason stats, you can take a look at the last episode. We went over all of that stuff in the last 2 episodes, actually, if you're curious about all of that. So with that being said, let's get into the off season. We know that the Astros won the World Series 4-0 against the Big Bad Yankees, but let's get to the off season here. All right, we have some frustrations to take care of, but we got retirements, so it doesn't look like, because usually it would tell us our guys first, so it doesn't look like Salvador Perez is retired again. I don't know why he's retired. Maybe it's because I heard that last year we had the same situation with like Joey Votto, and I heard that Joey Votto just kept playing because we gave him that contract extension. So I don't know if that's the same deal with Salvador Perez this year. It could be. Yasmani Grandal, doesn't look like there's any like huge names that retire this year, and obviously we didn't see any Salvador Perez in there. No Hall of Famers, but it's really hard to get in the MLB The Show Hall of Fame, that's for sure. We need a new manager. I'm hoping that our original manager is still here. I don't remember who it was, though. Maybe if I see his name. I liked our original manager. Who was it? It wasn't Alex Cora. Who was our original manager? I don't remember who it was. It doesn't matter. We'll find a new one. We'll find a new manager that helps us out. Oh, was it Kyle? I think it was Kyle Schneider. I think that was our original manager. We could look to bring him back because I liked our manager. We did a pretty good job, and he did a good job with us. I mean, he brought us to 3 straight postseason appearances. So I think we'll just offer Kyle Schneider a new deal. We'll give him a 4-year deal. We'll give him $20 million. He should like that. He doesn't like it as much as I would want him to, so we'll withdraw that. We'll give him a 5-year deal worth $25 million. He doesn't like that either. I think he wants less years. We'll give him a 3-year deal, but more money. We'll give him $20 million for 3 years. There we go. He wanted less years. Okay, so we'll get our manager, and then who's the other one we need? A third base coach. So we need to hire ourselves a third base coach. Who do we want on the side? Probably Craig Counsell. I kind of want to see Craig Counsell over there as our third base coach. So we'll give him a 4-year deal. We'll pay him about $8 million, and he likes that a lot. So hopefully those are our 2 new additions to the staff. Oh, we need a farm director as well. Good thing I didn't miss that. We need ourselves a farm director. That could be Aaron Boone, but I don't want those negatives. -2 home run per 9 and reactions for -3. I definitely don't want that. I like the look of Odell Guzman with a +2 speed. Who do we want out here? Who do we want out here? We could go Alex Cora, but we got -1 pitching clutch. That might not be the smartest thing to do. But having Alex Cora as our farm director might not be a bad thing. So we'll give him a 4-year deal, and we'll give him about $7 million. And he likes that a lot. So hopefully those 3 guys will sign their deals and become Kansas City Royals. We have exclusive free agents for Reed Detmers and Aroldis Chapman. We will $21.5 million for Reed Detmers. I might want to just re-sign him. He's 28. I like the way that he pitched in the postseason. I know that it's probably stupid to offer him more money than the $21 million we'd have to pay him on the qualifying offer, but I think it's worth it because Reed Detmers pitched really well, not only in the regular season, but in the postseason. So we'll offer him a big money deal, and I'll just bring Aroldis Chapman back because I enjoy Aroldis Chapman, and it shouldn't be too expensive. $2.5 million, that's not bad. I know he's 40 years old at this point, but I like Aroldis Chapman. Okay, so those are my 2 exclusive free agents. Let's keep simulating a little bit here. Alex Cora has accepted the offer. He is our new farm director. Kyle Schneider's back as the manager. And Craig Counsell, we got all 3. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Alex Cora is our new farm director. We got our manager back. I forgot we had Tommy Lasorda as our first base coach. That's hilarious. We got some big hitters on this staff here. That's pretty good. Chapman accepted his offer. $34.23 million. We'll get to a few more days here. See if Detmer's accepted. He hasn't accepted yet. He's still talking about it. Today's the last day to offer the offers. Well, since we're not going to offer, we've offered him an actual contract. We will keep moving. And now we are into free agency. Who's going to be available? Josh Hader, Sandy Alcantara is very intriguing. Luis Robert. Shane McClanahan is in. Oh my God, we could revitalize this pitching staff right away. Felix Bautista. Okay, we've got some guys. This is a starting pitcher masterclass here. And the closing, I mean, look at these closing pitchers. You've got Emmanuel Clase. You've got Alexis Diaz. You've got Felix Bautista. And you've got Josh Hader. Oh my God, we could pair these guys to the bullpen and we'd be unbelievably good in the postseason. Catcher, William Contreras, but he's probably not the best option for us, especially if we're going to go all in on starting pitchers. First base, not really liking anything here. Second base, don't really like anything there as well. Third base, I mean, Nolan Arenado maybe 10 years ago would be awesome. Not really thinking it's going to be the right move. Shortstop, if we're not going to get Jeremy Pena, probably not. And then left field, don't like anything here. Although Steven Kwan, I might try to take him away just because he doesn't go back to Cleveland. A little bit of gamesmanship there. Center field, we're not going to go for Luis Robert because we just don't have the money. So we're going to let that go. And then right field's really nothing there as well. So I think this is just full on. We go all in on pitching. We offer 3 deals we offer 2 deals to Alcantara and McClanahan. We hopefully bring in Detmers. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to try our best. We are going to try our darndest. So I'm going to just I mean, nobody wants Alcantara. I know he's 32, but he's coming off a 16-9 season with a 2.44 ERA. I think he's still got a little bit in the tank. So we are going to offer Alcantara a big fat boy deal, and then we're going to offer McClanahan a big fat boy deal. We're probably not going to be able to make this happen. McClanahan wants a big boy deal. Okay, we'll see how it works. Remember, we still got to get Brady Singer's contract out of the books. We still have him under contract, so we will pay. I cannot afford the contract. Oh, okay, so we can't afford Alcantara, or we can't afford McClanahan's offer. Can we offer anybody? Can we get Emmanuel Clase? Okay, we can offer Emmanuel Clase. Let's get Brady Singer off the books. I know, Brady, you're a lifer. You've been here since the beginning, 2020. You won a World Series with us, but you sucked, and I'm angry. I'm very, very angry at you. So now, what we utilize this trade for, since we're hopefully going to bring in Alcantara, we won't have to replace him in the lineup. We won't have to get a new starting pitcher. So we can try to get some young pieces that are cheap. Unfortunately, we're so early into free agency that not a lot of guys are going to be under contract. That's going to be a little bit of a problem, but we might be able to find some guys. So let's see. Let's take a look at some of the positions we could use some good young prospects. We could use a good young prospect. We can honestly just use some depth at shortstop. We probably need to get some shortstops. Yeah, that's the one position we have no depth at. That and third base. All right, let's take a look at some shortstops around the league, see if anybody's under contract that's cheap and is nice and young and talented. So we got ourselves a 19-year-old Michael Yee. He has no hitting. He's just a defensive guy. And he's 52 overall. All right, let's see. Unfortunately, we might have to wait, and that's going to hurt us because nobody's under contract because everybody's got their arbitration and stuff. But a guy like Sean McCormick would be unbelievably good to get. But yeah, just everybody that I would be interested in is not really available because they don't have contracts just yet. So I think we might have to wait on the good old-fashioned Brady Singer deal. But we also have to tender contracts and offer salary arbitration for some guys too. Man, we are going to be tight-fisted on the money, that is for sure. We will offer arbitration for George Kirby. We will offer arbitration for Roki Sasaki. Same thing on Vinny Pasquantino. Edward Corona will get offered. Walter will get offered. He's not expensive at all. And then Zach Little will offer arbitration too. So there we go. We've offered arbitration to everybody. And now I am going to go and tender the contracts of all these guys. Mainly it's just bringing everybody back for the minor league system. So we have bodies in the minor league system. But also we got to bring these crucial guys back that are young. So I'm going to go do this really quickly. And then I'll catch back with you guys when I'm finished. All right, I have gotten everybody tendered. All of these guys are hopefully going to accept their new contracts and be back in the minor league system for the next season. But we need to go back into free agency and talk about a few things. We're probably, unfortunately, not going to be able to make an offer on Mr. Emmanuel Clase because, as you can see, our pending offers are dealing in the $92.5 million range, and we do not have $92 million in available budget. That is just something that does not exist for us because we have a couple of guys under contract that are a little bit more expensive. We're going to figure some things out. That is for sure. I'm kind of scared to continue simulating because I don't want like McClanahan to go away. McClanahan's 30, Alcantara's 32, but Alcantara's a 97. Let's simulate a day, see what happens. The Royals can no longer afford the contract offered to Sandy Alcantara. Cry. Josh Hader signs a big deal with the Blue Jays, so that's one of the first dominoes to fall. And I think we can't afford that because a lot of these guys have accepted their contracts. Who's a new contract that we can't? Why can we not accept, or why can we not afford Alcantara anymore? Who just got paid? Oh, Reed Detmers. That's right. That's why we can't afford it, because Reed Detmers just signed his deal. Okay, so we do bring back Reed Detmers, but now we can't afford really anything. We are so stricken by the money, we cannot afford really anything. But that is where it comes into play with the trades to Brady Singer and what's his face. We can get a couple of players for Mountcastle. What can we get for just prospects? Okay, here we go. We can talk about some things. We can get a 20-year-old A potential closing pitcher, Bill Ullman, and a couple of arms. Okay. We can get some decent stuff for Brady Singer, and these guys aren't going to be expensive. As you can see, our our budget goes up to $35 million after this. So, ooh, the Pirates would be willing to give me 3 A potential guys. I know that one's 24 and only a 63. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I'm intrigued. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go talk to the Pirates. Let me see if there's anything else. No, that's the only one. Okay, so the Pirates are offering me the best deal. Yeah, they're not offering me many. Teams are not offering me many players. Let's go talk to the Pirates, because the Pirates are offering me some pretty delicious stuff. All right, so what were you giving me? You were offering me, was it this guy? I think it was Anthony Clemens was one of them. He's 21 years old, 5'10", starting pitcher. He's got a great arm. He's got not great stamina. His K per nines aren't great. His home runs per nine are decent. His control's unbelievably bad. Very interesting prospect. And then they were giving me somebody else. I don't remember. It might have been this guy, Tom Medwick, 24-year-old. He is decent contact. He's got good durability. His vision's not amazing. His discipline's not great. His clutch could be better. But at 24, he's a little bit interesting. Then this guy, I think, was the prize. Terry Quintero, 22-year-old, 73 overall prospect, third baseman, can play second base as well. He's got some pop for a young prospect. Decent contact. He's not the greatest fielder. I don't know. Those other two players aren't amazing. And that's kind of might be holding me back a little bit. I think this guy could be good if he just develops, because he's already a 69 overall. Nice. And he's only 21. But I think that other guy that they were trying to give me, this guy, Tom Medwick, I know it says he's a top 50 prospect, but I don't know if he's really that good. He's already 24, and he's a 63 overall. So how much more development can he get? But I do think Terry Quintero would be worth the trade in itself. And then I would possibly consider throwing in that prospect, that pitcher prospect. But then what else can I get? If we're not going to go for Medwick, we have to go for somebody else. So who's it going to be? Is there another guy that is under contract? I mean, PJ Dunning, no, obviously, but he's not under contract. Is there another guy that I could be talked into? Probably not, because nobody else has a contract. So it might have to be that Medwick guy. And since he is a top 50 prospect, we might be able to flip him in another deal. Flip, because people might like him. So because he's got that tag around him, tag. So let's, man, this is a big risk. This is taking a big risk trading Brady Singer, knowing that we don't have a backup plan right now because we don't have Alcantara on the team. So this is a wild risk that we're taking right now. But I'm going to accept this trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brady Singer now goes to Pittsburgh to be one of their starting pitchers, maybe their ace. And we bring in some young pitchers, or some young prospects, I guess. We bring in one starting pitcher. I don't know where he's at. We bring in a first baseman that could have some value down the line, and then a third baseman, Terry Quintero, that actually could be pretty good for us. You never know. But that frees up. That's a big trade. That is a huge trade. That frees up a lot of interesting things now. We now have a hole to fill in the rotation. And we've freed up some money. But now the question is Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette is also the question. I'm not as upset about trading Bo Bichette because, I mean, we would just move Bobby Witt to shortstop and have Ellie go back to third. And then we could have Herbert Don or Corona play second base. It's not a big deal. So what kind of prospects can we get for Bo Bichette? They're really trying to give me, the Rays are really trying to give me this Bill Ullman guy. I don't know who he is, but only 2 teams are offering me for Bo, and that's only because these are probably the only 2 teams that have prospects under contract. Adrian Magana, 21-year-old, 75 overall, a potential prospect from the Brewers. Let's go talk to the Brew Crew, see who they got. So they're trying to give me this guy right here, Adrian Magana, 75 overall. He's got really good hit home runs per 9, solid K per 9, not great walks per 9. His velocity's not amazing, but he does throw 93 on fastball. His break could be a little bit better. His control and clutch are not amazing either. He's a good prospect. He would certainly fit pretty well in this young rotation that we have building here with Armstrong, with Mazzucato, with Guzman, and then have the other dude that we just got, that other starting pitcher that we just got. I don't see him in here for some reason, but that other guy. And then Magana, that'd be a nice AAA rotation right there. Plus we have Kumar Rocker, we have Dylan Lesko. So, I mean, we have talent at the starting pitcher position. Oh, but unfortunately for the Brewers, they don't really have anything else that I want. Although they got a guy that can really hit the ball. Robbie Kane, great contact, great vision. Okay, maybe I'd be interested in this guy. He's 6'4". He's a first baseman and a left fielder. What a combo. But he's not fast, so he can't play left field. He's not under contract. Oh. I thought he was under contract. I'd be totally in on him. But he is not under contract for the Brewers, so we can't get him. Ooh, but this guy's a little bit better. Or not a little bit better. He's similar. He's a little short, though. But he's got great vision, great discipline, good contact. Okay, Kenny Blanco. But I feel like I could get better for Bo Bichette, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Can I now offer a contract to Sandy Alcantara? Or do I even want to? Should I go for McClanahan? I probably should go for McClanahan, right? I mean, Alcantara had a crazy good year. But would he have that same kind of year again? Can we bank on that? I don't know. Can I even offer this? I probably can't even offer this to... Oh, I can. I can offer it to Shane McClanahan. I don't know how I can, but I can. We're going to see if that works. Simulate a day. The Royals can no longer afford the contract of Shane McClanahan. Okay, so somebody else must have accepted a new deal. Who is it? Who else accepted a new contract? I don't know. I don't see anybody new. But a few people did offer or did sign new deals. Harry Ford accepted. So I just don't think we're going to be in the situation where we can sign a free agent, a big money free agent, even though I really want to, and we probably need to. The only problem is we can't trade anybody away because nobody that's cheap is under a contract right now. Everybody that's expensive has contracts, obviously, but all the young guys that would be cheap aren't going to be signed just yet, and we're still waiting on guys to sign their deals. Like, we've got about, what, $10 million wrapped up in arbitration money, so we've got a lot of money waiting on that. We still have pending offers of about $28 million with an available budget of $31 million. Hopefully McClanahan and them wait on it a little bit. I'm going to stimulate a couple days. Don't sign anywhere. Alcantara signs with the Red Sox. Duran signs with the Mets. Manoah signs with the Cubs. And Shane McClanahan signs with the Tigers. Batista with the Twins. We lost out on everybody because I simply didn't have the money. We need to bring somebody in because we don't have a starting pitcher unless we just ride it out with the guys in the AAA system. If I go to, I was hoping I could go to the AAA lineup, but if we just ride it out with, like, maybe it's time we call up Dylan Lesko or Kumar Rocker or Yoenis Armstrong, Frank Mazzucato, Maserati Maz. Maybe it's time for him to get called up. Who the F knows? Oh, Anthony Clemens, I know why he wasn't, because he's in frickin' Class A. That's why he wasn't showing up on the thing. We can move Del Rosario to Class A. There we go. All right, so Anthony Clemens now shows up in Double A. I guess we can rely on one of them to get called up. Maybe it's Kumar Rocker, maybe it's Dylan Lesko. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like everything's just going to come crumbling down for us this season. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. It might be a classic blow it up kind of deal. Alexis Diaz signs to the Padres. Emmanuel Clase signed with the Reds. Okay. Tanner Hoke signs to the Cubs. Cubs are spending a lot of money. Last day to sign the 40-man roster, or to set the 40-man roster. I think I have everybody that I want on the 40-man. Let me just make sure. Ooh, I gotta move you guys up to Class A or to Double A. Actually, you need to be up to Triple A. You're gonna go to Triple A. Medwick's gonna go to Double A. Perfect. And then we need to move a couple of guys down, so we will move. Oh, I don't know. How about Diego Garcia goes down to Class A, and then we move this catcher, Geraldo Reyes, down to Class A. There we go. Actually, he didn't really need to be down to Class A, but it's okay. And then we'll move Alan White, I guess, down to Double A. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's take a look at Double A, see if there's anybody on the 40-man that I want. Satchel Wilson is 28. He can get taken in the Rule 5 draft if he needs to be. Romeo Pineda, I don't really want to see him go, so we're going to add him to the 40-man. I can't have anybody else on the 40-man. Who's on the 40-man I don't want? Honestly, I want everybody on this 40-man. Oh, that's kind of upsetting. I probably don't need Drew Lloyd on the 40-man, so we can take him off. I want Babe Lance on there. Danny Dietz, Keith Dell, Zach Little, Acuna. Do we need Eduardo Guzman? Probably. Man, that's tough. I think I need all those guys on there. The AAA roster, Brett McKay is 1976 overall. He might get grabbed, but I need Quintero on there probably more than McKay. And McKay might not get grabbed, but I want Quintero on there. We have a 40-man roster that's full. I thought I just... What? So who do we have? We have 29 or 27. Should be 39, 40. Okay, so we need to move one more guy off if we want Terry Quintero on. Who do we replace put Terry Quintero in for in replacing him? Probably one of these old relief pitchers. But I need I need the bullpen, so I have to have these guys in the big leagues. So we can't move any of them. It's going to have to be probably Acuna. I think he's the odd man out here. So I think it's going to have to be Luis Angel or Angel Acuna. I think is, unfortunately, the guy that has to go. Because everybody else I want on the 40-man. So, sorry, Acuna. I hope you don't get grabbed in the fifth-year player draft. But if you do, I guess it's not the end of the world. You've been good for us. But we've got somebody that I like a little bit better. Where is he at? There he is. Add to the 40-man roster. There is a high possibility that Anthony Clemens gets grabbed. I just realized. But I don't think there's anybody that I could move down. I didn't even really want to move Acuna down. Do we take Danny Dietz off? Because Danny Dietz could start for a big league club, which is the only problem. Or do we risk having our starting pitcher, Clemens, not on the 40-man and possibility of him getting taken? Probably he wouldn't get taken because he's a 69 overall and 21 years old. I know he's got the A potential, but if you get taken in the fifth-year play or the Rule 5 draft, you have to start that season, or they just come back to the team they got taken from. So I don't think Clemens is ready to start in the big leagues, so I doubt he gets grabbed. We're gonna risk it. I like the 40-man that I have. Let's go. Acuna got claimed by the A's off of waivers, so Acuna didn't even have to get worried, or we didn't have to worry about him. And Drew Lloyd got taken by the Giants. Great. So we lose those two guys. Edwin Diaz goes to the Cubs. The Cubs are spending crazy amounts of money. They are going all in. Robert signs with the Angels. The Cubs are going all in. That is absolutely insane. We're going to keep on moving. Devin Williams gets traded to the Guardians from the Diamondbacks for a couple of just random players. All right. And then the Twins make another deal. They get Brendan Rodgers. Wow. Big things going down. Angels get Nick Lodolo. Hunter Green to the Angels. Oh my God, some teams are going all in. It is kind of crazy out here in the streets. Logan Gilbert goes to the Rangers. Austin Hayes to the Red Sox. James Karinchak goes to the Astros. Great. So the rich get richer. And now it's time for the lottery. We have obviously one of the last picks in the first round, so it's not a big deal where we go. But we can see who's going to get themselves the #1 overall pick in the draft. It is the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, I love to see it. They just signed Emmanuel Clase in free agency, and they only have 7.5% chance to get the first overall pick, and they did it. They jumped 5 spots. Congratulations to the Reds. I hope they don't squander it. Justin Steele signs with the Blue Jays. It's time for the Rule 5 draft. Christian Encarnacion Strand got picked up. Satchel Wilson, I just noticed. That's our guy. But honestly, it's not a big deal. We were never going to have plans for Satchel Wilson, if we're being totally honest. So, and if they don't, or he doesn't end up working out, he just comes right back to us. Jeremy Pena signs to the Yankees. So we ourselves are in a little bit of a pickle here. We're still waiting on the negotiations for these arbitration guys. That would give us back George Kirby and Roki Sasaki. So we need one guy. We need one guy to fill out the roster. It's gotta have to be one of these young guys, because I just don't see. I don't see any way that we can sign somebody, especially because we're waiting on those other arbitration deals. I think next year's trade deadline is going to be one for the ages. I think we might be unbelievable sellers at the deadline. We might sell. Ty France got traded to the Diamondbacks. We might sell so many pieces at the deadline next year. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get absolutely crazy. But we're finally here at arbitration. Joe Ryan signed with the Twins. Then you got Matt Manning signed with the Diamondbacks. Finally time for arbitration. The panel sided with Pasquantino, so we're paying him 2.8. The panel sided with us, so we're paying Corona $780K. Then the panel sided with George Kirby, so that we're paying him 6.3. Panel sided with Walter, we're paying him a little over $1 million. And then the panel sided with Little, and we're paying him 1.7. And Roki Sasaki, the panel sided with him, so we're paying him 5.7. All right, that is all of our arbitration. Everybody is under contract. And the budget now sits at $8.8 million. Oh. Wow. We might be unbelievable sellers at the deadline. We might sell Bo Bichette at the trade deadline. We might sell MJ Melendez at the trade deadline. We might even sell Jordan Romano at the trade deadline. Wow. We have no money. We are paying a couple of people a ton of money, and then like nobody else. Like we're paying these 3 guys a lot. This is all of our budget right here in these 3 guys. And then after that, we're paying a little bit to Bobby Witt, a little bit to Jordan Romano, a little bit to Michael Harris, but then it just severely drops off. It is going to be quite the season next episode, or next season. There's nobody in free agency that's left. All the good guys got taken, obviously. It is the final day of the offseason. Next episode will be season 6? Yeah, season 6 will be next episode. That's crazy. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Who's on the big league club that I don't want? So we got our right fielder, Eric Morales. Oh, we have 3 center fielders because I brought up Elijah Green, but I don't think he has any more options. Does he? No, he doesn't. Quintana does, though. Frelick's up here. Bichette and Bobby Witt. Brady House and De La Cruz. Corona and Don. Walter and Vinny. We might be selling Vinny as well. 3 catchers because why the F not? Which is one of the reasons why I might be selling MJ Melendez. And we have really good depth at catcher. I like Babe Lance. I think he's the future. Brett McKay also could be the future, but he only has C potential. We obviously have the 2 closing pitchers, but that's because Romano's a setup man. All of these guys. We need to call up a pitcher, obviously. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the starter that gets called up? Is it finally time for Dylan Lesko to get his time? Or is it Kumar Rocker's time? Or is it Armstrong's time? I mean, Yoenis Armstrong is a top 50 prospect for a reason. He might get the call up. Maybe it's Frank Mazzicato's time. Maserati Maz. I think I'm going to call up Yoenis Armstrong. He's going to get the call up to the club. Congratulations. You're a big leaguer. You are a big leaguer now. But who do we move down in the lineup? I think one of them has to be the center fielder. I think I'm going to move down Greg Quintana since he had an option. Makes it a little bit easier. And then we will move down Brady House, maybe? Could be Brady House. It could be Harry Ford. I might... No, he can't. He's got no options. I mean, we could just move down Salvador Perez, but I feel like that'd be a little disrespectful. Excuse me. Might be a little bit disrespectful. We could move one of these. We could like move Zach Little down, but that would only give us these 3 guys in the bullpen plus Jordan Romano and Camille Duvall. So I don't think that's a good idea. So it's gonna have to be a guy in the lineup. I think the best option is probably Brady House. I think Brady's gonna have to go down. Sorry, Brady. But you're down there. That frees up the lineup, and we will go and put Yoenis Armstrong in the starting lineup. Oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. You do not want to miss next season. It is going to be quite the episode. I will go and get through spring training, and the next episode will be the start of season number 6 here in Kansas City. I will tell you guys about spring training and all that stuff in that episode as well, and we will get through to opening day, where it could be the start of quite the frustrating season where we just blow it up at the deadline, trade everybody, and start fresh. That could be a possibility. That is quite the possibility. But we will find out. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and stopping by. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.